It's caused severe damage to people, and it's resulted in paranormal activity going on for quite a few people. It's bizarre and is revealing the weird evil mechanisms that they've used to try to manipulate people for thousands of years.
What are you going to do?
And that's why there's all this narrative control stuff to try to cover up the actual truth with a capital T, so they can try to pretend it's something else and deceive countless people believing that the truth is actually something other than what it actually is. And that is the basis for the strong delusion, the lie that people want to believe. Somehow, it's okay to compromise with wrongdoing. This is what has caused the poisoning of lots of different institutions, is compromising or diluting and watering down things, principles, to suit different narratives that are being perpetuated. And that always brings under question what are the intentions and motives of those who are purporting these narratives. And that is what is most sickening about this whole situation, surviving this control scheme that's based around deceit. So how much are people willing to buy into the deceit and the lie? Depends on how much they get rewarded by this evil system that's based on deceit. It rewards those who want to spread deceit and punishes people who want to spread the truth. And it inhibits the truth, it censors the truth. What are the intentions and motives of anybody who'd want to censor the absolute truth with a capital T? They're wrong motives that are seeking to inhibit certain narratives from being allowed so that they can dominate over others using their form of narrative control. That's what their whole power structure is based on, with deceit. It's the sinking sand. Everything built on it is going down. As soon as one lie gets exposed, the whole thing goes down. The whole structure of everything is attached to it. This is what people are choosing to evolve or go down. Either get honest about the truth, or be deceived and go along with the deceit and go down with it. There's no not going down when going along with the deceit. It's what Proverbs talks about. These characteristics are what most of these billionaire freaks, now trillionaire, and their banker friends, who print the money and give it to them. That's what they use to control everything. It's deceit. The whole control scheme is based on conformity to deceit. Anything that goes against what's right and what's good, obviously involved in something that's wrong. That is where the fruit of these things can be found every single time. What kind of fruit does it bear? The deceit leads to rotten fruit. Bad things happening, wrong things, people's lives falling apart, empires being destroyed. All because one or more people want to believe in lies or tell lies. This is how the human species is splitting into two different directions. People who are willing to be honest with themselves and people who aren't. And there's no fooling anybody what the actual truth is. People can't admit that they either don't know or that they're wrong. They're not going to make it very far. And that's really the place to begin for most people, is that everybody's been lied to and everybody deserves to know the truth. People haven't even really been allowed to make decisions for themselves in certain cases, and it's caused serious problems to happen for normal human function on this planet. People need to be able to have certain standards for quality of life, and if expectations are going to be met by people who are running society, they need to take care of their citizens, their people, the population, by not being deceitful if they don't want worse problems to happen. It's really not hard to see that telling lies to people and deceit leads to worse problems happening. It can be proven with science, evidence. All of the deceit, the behavior underlying all of it is trying to cover up some form of wrongdoing. There are motives and intentions behind all of it that are seeking to justify some form of wrongdoing or to cover up something that's been done that's wrong. That is what multiple societies have functioned around, such as Hollywood, for a very long time. Longer than Hollywood has been around in California. All the information that's been coming out, a lot of it is mixed with deceit. Try to get people to believe something that's not true. It's part of all the danger in looking into all this stuff, is needing to know how to tell when it's the truth and when it's deceit. That is why we have certain principles to live by. We don't compromise with them, or else the deceit can make its way in. It's extremely dangerous to allow for any sort of compromise that could allow for that to happen, which is why very strict standards are required to allow for defense of some sort from having the corruption happen, because it's deceit that causes it. Something that gets somebody to believe a lie. There's a motive behind it that's usually a lot worse than it might seem. In the case of Hollywood, they're in the business of sacrificing people, children, families, through entertainment, and they do spells to make it so that they can manifest wealth and fame and fortune from other people's suffering and misery. This is how they've done it as a craft in the entertainment business since before World War II. And it's been turned into a weapon to subjugate the entire population to either choosing to accept the poison or being persecuted as some sort of hateful person for not wanting to accept the poison. This is tricking people into sacrificing themselves to the devil, so Hollywood doesn't even need to do it anymore. They already brainwashed everybody. Now they got the machine going in the schools and the library, and this is their machine that they use to basically send children straight to hell with their indoctrination of what they're doing in the classrooms and especially on the internet, social media, video games, places like Discord. It is not okay what has been done. God knows and sees it all. Nobody's getting away with anything they've done. And every single person is going to be held accountable for poisoning the minds of children that has led to worse things happening. It's not okay to compromise with these things. There's too much sickness. It leads to worse problems happening in society. People choose to ignore it and ignore the wisdom of what's being spoken about these things. It leads to worse problems happening as a result, which is predictable. It can be proven with science. This is how it works. If you don't listen, society deteriorates. You're going to have worse problems. This isn't the first time these sorts of deterioration in morality of society has happened. The closest thing that can be compared to this is the fall of Rome and all the sickness that came out from that, which is a result of people wanting to compromise, doing wrong things, and using the law to justify doing it. It's the same system we're still living under today, and it has gone as far as using the military to defend these evil freaks in Hollywood